Hi there and welcome to the channel. I'm Carmen and today I'm going to share with you how to start your own junk journal, or if you're already an experienced junk journalist, hopefully you will get some new ideas and inspiration from this video. So the first thing that you're going to need is a journal, but it can be any kind of journal and you can even make your own journal. You can either start with a pre-bought journal like this one, or you can also make your own from an old used book. First thing I'm going to do besides the journal itself is talk about what supplies you need to get started, and then I'm also going to cover what supplies might be fun to have, things you might want to add as you continue your junk journaling journey. That's a tongue twister right there. So let's start with the basics. Like I said, journal. You also need a pair of scissors. It doesn't have to be fancy scissors because things in a junk journal do not need to be perfect at all. That's one of the nice things about it. So you can get a cheap pair of scissors or use what you already have on hand. As you continue along, you might want to invest in, these are Fisker and these are crafting scissors, and they have this sharp point so that you can cut out more detailed shapes if you want to. And then the other item that you will need besides the journal and the scissors, and you can rip things, so you don't always have to use scissors, but at some point you're probably going to want to cut something, so you'll need scissors. But the other thing that you will definitely need is some type of glue or adhesive. This is great for pretty much anything that you want to glue down. This is the type that's purple and turns clear after it dries. It's nice because you can see where you've used it. There's also another Elmer's Craft Bond. You can get this almost anywhere. Also, this is actually one of my favorite craft glues. And last but not least, this is my very favorite, but I will say these run out very fast, this glue tape. It's like a hybrid between glue and tape, just like it says. And what I like about it is if you put something where you don't like it, you can easily pick it back up, and it's not as messy as glue. But like I said, that this can go really quickly, whereas even this tiny stick will actually last a long time and is a lot more economical. So if you're trying to start and you don't want to invest a lot of money to begin, I recommend just a cheap journal from whatever type of thrift or discount store you have, and some really basic glue. Let's talk about the other thing you'll need that we haven't mentioned at all. You will need junk. What you can do is as you visit different places, it can just be where you live. It can be the groceries that you eat and finish. I will give you a tip. This is a good beginner's tip. If you do use groceries and they're like, this had cranberries in it, so it was sticky, I recommend taking rubbing alcohol, just regular old rubbing alcohol, and cleaning the back when it's something, obviously you wouldn't want to do that on paper, but if it's something that's metallic like this, definitely recommend. Same with this. This was a chocolate wrapper. The same with this, but anything you find can be used. You got sardines. I really like the color over to the side here. Literally anything you come across in your adventures. I got Dave and Buster, some other things here can become a junk journal. So let's talk some of my favorite goodies. These are the little embellishments, add-ons, enhancements that a purist would say is not necessarily a junk journal, but to me, a junk journal should be exactly what you want it to be, an expression of your creativity. And if that includes adding a few extras that you've purchased, I don't personally see anything wrong with that. So I'm going to show a few of these items, and then we're actually going to do some junk journaling so I can show you how to use your junk. And we'll do that without these items to start, and then we may add some of these in, except I may use this one of these backgrounds. So this is just scrapbooking paper, and it doesn't even have to match the size of your journal because you can use just part of it and fill in the rest of the space with your junk. And this is very inexpensive. This set I think was off of Amazon. You can find it anywhere. There's also cardstock at a lot of stores, but I will warn you, cardstock is a lot thicker. This is very thin, so it works a little bit better. So that's just a little bit of a tip there. So that's one of the first things that you might want to consider as an add-on. Also, once you get your junk laid out, you might want to add some stickers. So I've got some cute cat stickers here, some letters. You may have noticed these on the front of my journal, some travel stickers, some other stickers. Some of these are from the Dollar Tree, so super cheap. Some are from Amazon. Other embellishments you might want to consider is some fun buttons of different shapes. Those are pretty easy to collect and find along your way. Possibly some charms to add to the outside or the inside. And also some crafting sequins can be fun. These are in butterfly and different shapes, flower shapes. So that can be a lot of fun to add as well. Another fun addition and a fairly inexpensive one to add are both stamp letters that you can stamp with ink. We've got ink. Ink can be found very cheaply at different locations. I found ink pads at Ollie's. If you have an Ollie's store, I found ink pads at the dollar store, Dollar Tree. And I've also found some fun stamps for, again, pretty inexpensive. This was from Pop Shelf and it came in an entire set for a few bucks. It was definitely $5 or less. I don't remember exactly. But not an expensive investment. And then washi tape is another fun item to use. And you'll see as you watch some of my videos how I use the washi tape. If you're finding this video helpful, definitely give it a thumbs up. That helps other people find the video, and I greatly appreciate that. Also give it a subscribe so you won't miss anything new. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these junk journal, both tutorials, inspirations, flip throughs, everything to do shopping related with junk journal and the supplies surrounding it. Additional supplies you might consider are colored pens, pencils, markers, metallic markers, anything in that sort of genre if you like to write, if you like to draw, or even if you just want to add a date to your pages and you don't want to use the stamps. And then another big tip I have, you'll see this a lot, is using these large clamps. This can help hold the pages down so they don't pull up the way this one is doing. It can help hold it flat, especially once your junk journal gets large, it will bulge at the sides, and this can help flatten the surface you're working on. One other tip I have is if you are going to journal in sequence and you want to keep your dates, but you sometimes might need to skip around. I do that. Sometimes I want to work on a spread, but I want to go back and do a former date. You can actually put a date reminder on the pages because this is going to get covered up anyway. And so this reminds me, okay, this is when I want to go back, and I just keep my ephemera or junk. I keep it organized by the week that I collect it. And that way I can go back and basically do a spread for that week, but I don't always have to do them in order because sometimes creativity strikes and you just want to do what you want to do. And that is totally fine. This should be for you. This should be something that makes you happy and that you enjoy. Let's dig in and start journaling. Let's talk backgrounds if you don't want to use pre-purchased paper. Anything can become a background, or like I said, you can just collage and you don't have to fill in every available space. A lot of people actually like to leave space, and so that's an option as well. But I did want to mention that you can pick up really large flyers at a lot of places, you know, pretty inexpensive. This was actually stuck in my grocery bag at Trader Joe's. And so this actually makes a great guide. I was about to call it guide because I'm looking at guide here. This actually makes a great background because a lot of the images here have that sort of retro or vintage look to it. I don't go for a particular vintage look all the time, but this can be a lot of fun. You know, some of these images are really, I think, cute for a junk journal, and also this background gives sort of a color base that we can go off of. You do not have to match colors. It doesn't matter. It's just for fun. It's just for creativity. But a lot of times I like to do a color theme. So let's start with this for the background. Any glue may wrinkle a paper, but this stick glue is less likely to do so. It can cause it to pucker a little bit. Again, this is a junk journal. This is not a professional spread here, and so I'm not too worried about that. If that really bothers you, the glue tape is a better option. It does not cause that wrinkling that can occur with glue. I will tell you though, this, since it has a low water content, will cause a whole lot less of that than the liquid type craft glue would. And so I don't get too stressed when I am placing items in the junk journal. If it's crooked, I don't care. If it's not perfect, I don't care. That's what I love about it. That's why this appeals to me. I am not a sort of particular person. And so I'm trying to decide which side I like. I believe I like this dark chocolate. I'm a fan of dark chocolate. Leave me a comment and let me know if you are a fan of dark chocolate as well. And also, if this is your first time watching, definitely leave me a comment and let me know where you're watching from, and if this video is something you would like to see more of, more tips and that kind of thing, or if there are other topics you would like to see, let me know that as well. I would definitely appreciate that. Just like that, we have a free background that didn't cost anything. And we didn't need to use background paper. Again, nothing against this. I love it, especially if I'm doing a travel spread. This is not just my junk journal. It's also my life journal. I like to keep memories here. I like to keep travel here. So this is everything. So it really depends on what I'm working on, as well as what mood I'm in, what I'm going to use. A tip for junk journaling is start with your bigger pieces first. So we started with this, which is the biggest piece. This is going to be way too big to add on top of this and a little too busy for what I'm looking for this time. So I'm going to cut out this smaller part here at the bottom. Let me know if you're a Chipotle fan. I definitely am. I'm a big fan of any of the places that sort of let you mix and match and pick what you would like. I am all about customization when it comes to food and being able to sort of build your own, whether it's a bowl or a burrito or whatever you want. I'm actually a big fan of bowls, so let me know in the comments if that is a preferred type of eatery for you as well, if you have those in your area. I'm sure even if you don't have a Chipotle that you have something similar wherever you're from. So definitely let me know that as well, and what your favorite is. Love to hear those type of things. So then I just look for a spot. I like to move it around and see where I would like to put it. And so I think right here at the bottom is a great spot for this. I'm going to switch to the glue tape just so you can see. It helps to take the lid off, just so you can see what this looks like. So this is really easy to use, and it's so easy to use and awesome that, like I said, you can go through it pretty quickly. So that's the only reason I wanted to mention that. So if you're looking for a more economical option, this is going to be the cheapest, or some other type of glue. It doesn't have to be that brand. Just any type of stick glue is going to be the most economical. We happen to go to a Christmas market this week that I'm doing, and so I'm going to actually cut out this date for the Christmas market because that's the day that we went. So I thought that would be fun to keep that as a memory here. That same flyer with the Christmas market also had this winter and this December, and this winter is an excellent option to take your colored pens, colored markers, and do a little coloring. So I'm going to use that on the spread. And clearly this is in 2026, but I'm doing a little time traveling. As I mentioned, I don't always work in a chronological order. The journal will ultimately be chronological, but I like to skip around when I'm doing my junk journaling. Right, we're going to put the Christmas market here right over the December, and we've got the winter here. So it's we're starting to get the corners filled in. Also, I like to take, now this has a lot of graphics on it that I don't necessarily want to cover up, but I do like to take a sort of colorful graphic image. So I happened to finish this, there was 100 bags, so it was a lot of ginger tea. So that's a nice big graphic. We've also got the cranberries here. This metallic chocolate is nice, and it goes well under the dark chocolate, even though this is from Aldi's, not from Trader Joe's. And then we've also got some color here. We went to Broadway at the Beach. We went to the Pavilion, which is at Broadway at the Beach, and we went to Dave & Buster's. So these have some really great pops of color. Since this particular spread is in the cool weather, I think this cup of tea is perfect. So let's add that. So again, this is where these pointed scissors come in handy. This, because of its shape and because it wants to curl and because it's metallic, is a great use for this tacky craft glue. This will hold something like this in place and keep it from coming loose. And it will hold a lot better than that glue tape would for something like this. The glue tape's great for paper, not so much for slick surfaces like this. Let's add the teacup right here in the region of the Chipotle bag. So we've got the browns going together here. And then next we'll add some pops of color from those brochures. The most fun part of junk journaling is treating every week like a scavenger hunt. Basically, when you're out doing fun things or out doing ordinary things, always be on the lookout for free things, for junk, for whatever you would like to put in your junk journal. It will just give you things to add that will add interest to your display, allow your creativity to go free. So this penguin looks fun. I think this would be good to document that it was their 30th year. Definitely want to get Dave & Buster's, at least the logo in, and also the pavilion with the Ferris wheel I think would look really cool. As I finished adding this display, so this was all sort of Broadway at the beach. We went to the aquarium, went to Broadway, the pavilion's there. As I add this, I do want to mention, so if you see this white surface, that's actually not my desk, that's a mat. So that is a consideration because especially if you're using stamps, you're using glue, and you want to protect your desk, you can get really, really cheap desk mats on Amazon, at office supply stores. They're probably cheaper on Amazon if you have access to that. But that's definitely something to think about. And you can make room anywhere to be able to do this. I actually have my monitor on a roller so I can roll it out of the way, and that gives me more space to work. So there's all kinds of ways to deal with space constraints if you do have that. Now, we also went to Dave & Buster's, I mentioned, and they had one of their coin machines. A coin fell out, so I thought that was kind of a fun little item there as well. So let's add this up here at the top. So again, for something heavy like a coin, you're going to want the sort of the tacky glue or even the Elmer's craft glue, something like this to hold that down. The disadvantage, like I mentioned, is that you won't be able to pull it back up as easily. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it won't be as easy, but that will stick right there, which is a lot of fun. That adds some visual interest, adds a little bit of texture. Over here with the dark chocolate, let's add this chocolate wrapper. This was a lot of fun. I finished using a box of cards, Christmas cards. I've had these for many, many years, so I do not know where they came from, where I purchased them, but the box actually came, this was like part of the box of the cards, came with these really adorable little sort of Christmas icons, if you will. All they are is basically showing you what the cards are going to look like. And I thought these would be a lot of fun in a little arrangement here. I've added a few more things. This came off of a shirt I bought. It was the tag. I just cut the tag part off. The cranberry, the holiday time. And then if you want to add little photos and treat this little scrapbookish, I guess you could call it. I'm not a scrapbooker, but I do like including really fun memory photos from a particular time. Not every spread I do has photos, but I think this one definitely, because we met Santa and the Grinch on the beach. How often do you get to do that? And so I wanted to incorporate these photos into the spread, and it's getting pretty full, so let's work those in next. Relocating the coin, thankfully the glue had not set yet, so I was able to relocate the coin. Got the Grinch, we've got Santa and Mrs. Claus on the beach. This is looking really good to me. I like how it looks. So at this point, if you want to embellish, this is the point I would start embellishing with other items besides junk. Since we already have Snoopy on here, let's add a Snoopy sticker and maybe a couple of Christmas stickers. Another item you might want to add to your spread is washi tape. It can give something that sort of little scrapbook look, which is cute. This has little snowmen on it. This is fairly inexpensive. You can get it all kinds of places, craft stores, online, you name it. I personally also like some 3D embellishments, and a lot of times you can find just literal bins of buttons at thrift stores and things like that, and they give you that 3D element. This time we actually had this coin, but I don't always have something like that. And so to me, it's a lot of fun to add a little bit of 3D, also like bows and also little charms, things like that. And so thankfully that glue will dry clear because it's coming up through the button, but it adds a lot of character to the page and gives it some dimension. As you can see, it is so easy to get started into junk journaling. The main thing is to do that, just start, just grab your junk and start journaling. If you'd like to learn more about junk journaling, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.